I would try to utilize your left hand a little bit more. It kind of stayed down your side for the most part. Like try to make for some cues or like with the wind motion, like some bigger motions into those sections because that might help us get to the next part of the piece.
Try to use a little more eye contact because sometimes you would like make a gesture to like decrescendo, but you weren't looking at us. And I think if you're looking at us, it'd be more effective.
There are quite a few guitars and Wells in the keys, and I had trouble following on those, or I almost didn't notice you following those at all. Singing those a little bit more.
I like when you got off, when we obviously were all off, that you stopped us and then you got us right back on. There was little to no time wasted in rehearsal, which is really good.
I think instead of tempo, I think more about direction. Because like at L, I felt like if anything, that should have been like moving us forward and driving more. And I felt like we were more like backside of the beat. It was kind of making us drag versus pushing us forward all the way to like the key.
Even though like some of your tempo is accurate, you did a good job with singing into your own. Like when you wanted to push the you didn't let us, but let us influence your tempo up.
Anything else? Okay, let's start at G. And let's all hear, this is group 1, the euphonium, the climate we don't have. Okay, so solo and first and second tag as and we oboe, and you guys are at the number. An oboe. Let's just make sure we're all hearing that.
Did you want us?
I said you.
Okay.
The first one.
Someone's more drugs, so we kind of get that.
And lesson number 1 in teaching euphonium play.
Okay, let's do that again.
Say it twice.
Yeah.
We're starting at G.
Did you not want to take us?
It's slow then.
I should have euphonium.
Yeah, they're just asking is it pickup or not.
No, we're just going right on that. No, there's no pickup. Let's make sure we can hear that melody. Now let's hear the first one piccolo.
Hey, Maria, this would be good because Matt didn't have score, so we couldn't do really a teaching episode. We had to just stick with some conducting and kind of general ideas. Why did you select those people to play that excerpt together?
Because they're the melody.
No other reason?
So that everyone can hear that they're the melody.
Okay. Now it's unison, right?
Right.
Ish, because it's octaves.
Well, yes, and the euphoniums are not.
Right. Now how's the pitch?
It's kind of iffy. So.
Not very good. How's the pitch, clarinets?
Okay. Well then, let's do that again, and let's work on pitch.
We just have to be careful because you said good, right? We got done and you said good, which I know, it was good. They did what you asked them to do, and you wanted to isolate the melody there. But we've got to remind our younger students, say this was this second or third high school band or a real good junior high band, we have to reinforce with them that you heard those waves and I heard those waves and we gotta keep chasing pitch. Okay, Matt?
Oh, I was just gonna say you can probably get your head out of the score when you're doing stuff like this with one group that's all in unit or supposed to be in unison. It's just because it'll get you to stop listening for stuff. And sorry.
Hey, concentrate, man, it's not my fault.
If you keep your head out of the score, you can listen for those intonation things a little bit better. You're not worried about are they getting the right notes because it's tonal. You're gonna hear that stuff anyways. You're gonna hear when they play an F instead of F sharp or something like that. So I wouldn't worry about looking at the score for this sort of stuff.
Do you know why you looked at the score?
Why we look this for, to
Yeah.
make sure you're playing the right notes.
Yeah? I bet you, I'm not gonna make you, don't worry, but I bet you could sing that little tune right now. Right? Yada-dee-dee-da-da, yada-da-da-da, yada-dee-da-da-da. So Matt's point is, you probably do that, so you don't need to look at the score to make sure they're right notes. I look at the score like that most of the time because it's like a safety blanket. For some reason, it feels nice and cozy to be closed in as opposed to looking around. Okay? So, you want to do that again and see if you can chase pitch just a little bit?
All right, let's do that. Let's focus on the pitch and also blending with each other so that we have the low and the high blend together.
And just for the record, I think the pickup would probably be good to keep in this since they play right into that first note. Euphonium's instinct.
Yeah, the one you put up. Let me give you 3 and then come off that.
So which one was it? Fine, or let's work on pitch and make it better?
Work on pitch and make it better.
Right, right. I mean, it's just kind of confusing if we say both. You probably meant that was fine as in thank you, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that's a great idea. Just say thank you. And let's keep working here. And I want to point out, I love that you said, let's do the counter melody. You know, I think too often we don't use those kinds of terminology with our students. You do, you're teaching them about form and architecture and the way music's built. We don't use A theme, B theme, coda, development often enough in our rehearsal plans. If we did, that'd be better for our students. So good for you for using counter melody there and melody, because in the process there we're teaching on another level at the same time while we prepare this. Okay, you want to do that again?
Let's do the melody and the counter melody together. And I'm going to do the cup. Was that everyone else? And you guys are kind of the background with the things. Let's do comments.
I like your, I don't know the proper term for it, but the wrist, your ictus is nice and on, I think on the same plane. Yeah, some people have really stiff wrists, and I thought that you were,
Good piece of advice for when you're eye movement. When you're rehearsing a certain group, like when you work with the flutes. Flutes are kicking butt over here, but their first note when they came in, when you were practicing just then, it's kind of all over the place. And you just kept going. And so if that happens, which it's going to, say, let's try that first note again and do it again. Just because that way you don't have to go through the whole thing again just to fix a note that they probably was just a mental error.
It seems like you know what you want to say, and you know what you're trying to, what message you're trying to convey, but you're having trouble finding the word.
In your lesson plan, did you include any, when you're selecting which parts we're going to play, where did you identify why you wanted to hear those parts? Was it just to build the structure of the piece, or did you have preconceived notions about how it was going to sound with this ensemble?
I think it was just so that the ensemble itself, if this was like a typical high school band or junior high band, just so that they know the different chunks of a band, and then just an overall balance.
Okay. Well, I think what you could have done, you could have taken it one step further and included those, like what we do in documentary, those scores, and include those targets and make sure that a little inconsistent. Usually the second time around, you'd give it an explanation as to why you're doing it. And I think you could chase those things that we chased today, like pitch and blend and everything. You could do that the first time around too, I think.
We have time for maybe a couple sections.
Sure. You can go for the beginning and I'll stop you at 50, or you want to get the middle or the end and play the end. It's up to you.
Well, hey, let's just start at G and go to backwards. And I'll give you.